good afternoon, and good night for some of you. I am just having this conversation with you because I felt like it was a conversation that needed to be had, okay? Not just about tarot, but overall, okay? Your perspective or your perception of everything is based off of your mindset, okay? Um, I'm waiting for a few people to come in. Let me sit down. Let me sit down for however long I can sit down. Okay, so when it comes to how you feel, how you talk to people, how you view people, what's expected of people, what you think people are doing, or how you think people are perceiving you or acting, is all based off of what you personally think or feel in the first place. Okay, so let's have an outlook on your life. I can use me as an example just to get the point across. You may have had a very great childhood, right? You may have had a great mother figure or father figure, or hell, both, and they could have taught you, certain things out of life, and they could have taught you how to treat people and how to be towards people and what was right and what was wrong and how to be a law-abiding person, how to be civil, how to be respectful, how to love and how to treat people and how you should be treated. And that in turn, as you grow up to be a person who's able to think, how other people should be treated and what other people may want and what other people may, how they may feel if you just start to look at the actions of others, okay? But then you have people who never have that. You have other people in this world who, may not have, and it may not be no fault of their own. I'm not blaming, the bads, because there's a lot of people like this. You may have ran into somebody whose mother was either absent, father was absent, they lived with their grandma was just barely making it, or they lived with, their mom, but mom was barely making, she may have been on her last fucking shoestring, or was with dad and dad may have been on their last shoestring. So needless to say, they may have not gotten all of the vital information as a human that is crucial for you to grow up and be a susceptible person in this world, okay? And I feel like, a lot of people, you're intermingling with these people. As you get older, these people become your friends. They become the people you're in a relationship with. These people become your co-workers. They become, your neighbors, okay? They become people that you drive next to on the fucking street. These people become, customers, just people who you have to interact with, okay? And what I want you guys to realize is their mind frame is not the same as yours, okay? And you may be wondering, why the fuck does that person do that, or why the fuck would they say that, or why would this person act like that? It is because there's a deeper meaning behind their morals and yours, and their perspective or their perception than yours, okay? But the issue here is when you need to be able to pull yourself back and realize that you may have already started out on life on a deeper, more higher level than somebody else emotionally, some physically, some financially, but whatever the situation is, just overall, your plane on life may be a little bit different than others, and especially depending on what type of background they're raised with, what their mother went through, or their mother, or what their father's father, or what their relationship was like growing up. Some people had their mother and their mother loved them to death, but they just ran the streets, and the streets raised them, or whatever the situation is, but there's still a reason behind why that kid does that. So with that being said, even in my readings, because I'm noticing a lot, your energy reflects in your comments, the way you speak to people, how you view certain situations. You sometimes are not the victim, unfortunately. in certain situations. As much as we feel hurt, or we feel like we were wrong, sometimes you are not the victim. Sometimes your mind frame, or how you reacted to a situation, and the things you may have did or said or didn't say or didn't do, may have been what caused the breakdown between the friendship, relationship, or connection. And in order for you to grow and get out of some type of cycle or a mind frame, or a place in life where you feel stagnant at, you have to learn to open up your mind. Okay, you also have to learn how to come to peace with certain things. And when I say come to peace with certain things, I don't mean you have to forgive and let somebody to continue to let you in their life, or continue to let somebody run over you, or disrespect you or mistreat you. But what I'm saying is, you have to learn to say, okay, something is wrong there and you can't fix it, and not feel disrespected, not feel like, oh, they took advantage of me, or they didn't give a fuck. This is their way of thinking, living, being, because maybe that's what happened to them. Maybe that's what they seen. So, don't take shit so personal when a person is being themselves, because they're being themselves based off of where they're at in their learning process and their life. Some people die and they never learn. Okay? But again, it's all of what happens in your life, and what you grow from, and what you learn, and what you're willing to accept. Some people are stubborn. Some people have the knowledge. People taught them shit. Okay, they've learned it. Somebody told them, and they still didn't want to listen. That's just like right now. I can have this conversation with you guys. People will watch the playback and they will see it, and they still be like, nah, that's not right. But am I wrong? Some people literally have chemical imbalances, and it makes them absolutely the fucking sane, and there's no way to rationalize beyond that. And they may not know it, you may not know it, but yet you're dealing with this person is in your fucking life, and you're wondering what is wrong. And you may have a low self-esteem, or hell, you may have a chemical imbalance as well. And so guess what, you're trying to figure out what's wrong with you, because you're a little fucked up. And now this fucked up ass person got your fucked up ass thinking that, it is some fucked up based off of what they said. The problem is with you, because their definition, or their outlook, or whatever their perception is of you, is not of yours. And it's not your business to care. Because that's my biggest problem. I let other people's idea of what my value is, give me value. And I feel like a lot of people do that. A lot of people feel like if somebody doesn't look, and that comes in when you start to overcompensate as well. You don't feel comfortable living or being a certain way, or having a certain thing, or looking a certain way. You want to always be keeping up with the Jones because you're not comfortable with yourself. Okay? That can come from many different reasons, but what I'm here to tell you is to realize that, because you will never be happy if you live life in a manner of trying to critique yourself based off what other people think. And I've been hearing that for years, and I was like, what the fuck do they mean? Of course you care what people think. Of course, yeah, you want to look nice. Of course, you don't want to go outside dirty. You don't want to not brush your hair. You don't want to not feel like you're beautiful. But you don't want to not feel like you don't want to get fully dressed and feel like your outfit is beautiful, and then let somebody else tell you that you don't look right based off of how they like, or how they would like to dress, or what they do, or what, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And for me to be 31, it literally took me 30 fucking 1 years to realize that. Your life is every bit of what you enjoy and what you like. And the people that gravitate to you as you are and not as who you're trying to be are the people that are supposed to be involved in your life. And unfortunately, you grow. So the people who may have been in your life 2 months ago, 2 years ago, decades ago may not fit the person that you've been critiquing yourself to be, because you're on different paths. I started out in this life as a Gemini. By the end, I'm supposed to be an Aquarius. My mind frame is supposed to change, and it does. It's ridiculous. I find myself explaining myself to a lot of my friends or people that I am around because they don't understand me anymore. And the reason why they don't understand me is because I'm not who they know. I'm not who they knew. And that's the same thing with you. If you're going to find yourself getting very uncomfortable or unfamiliar with people, and people are going to get really unfamiliar with you. And it's because you guys are outgrowing each other. It is because you guys are outgrowing each other, or because you're no longer willing to bow down to their standards, or you're no longer willing to be who they want you to be. You are becoming yourself. Okay, I feel like 2021 has taught a lot of people to be comfortable and happy with themselves, and whatever that they weren't happy with, to improve, but for themselves. And again, once you do that, a lot of people's perception of you is going to be stuck on who you were. And who you are today is going to be a totally different person that's unrecognizable to the mass. And that's fine. The only people that are supposed to stay in your life is the people that can accept who you are now. If those people cannot accept who you are now, then you've outgrown them. Sorry, goodbye. You know, and you don't have to hate them. You don't have to disrespect them. You guys don't have to, kick each other's back in, or you can even say hi to that person, but they are no longer a part of your path. So you have to allow that person to go their way and you go your way. Simple as that. I don't give a fuck if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your cousin. I don't care if it's your best friend, your husband, your girlfriend. If they are not aligning with you anymore, it was fun while it lasted. The level that you're on now, there's somebody else for you, or maybe it's not. And remember, these levels change. We are constant changing people. We are constant changing energies. Like, I want to get so deep with y'all, but I can't, because my mind is like, whoo, when it comes to shit like that. We are literally made up. We're constantly changing. We're supposed to. We're creatures of change, okay? We are not just human beings. We're made up of a million different things, I will say, for the people who are not aware of science that well. But we're made up of a lot of different things, okay? And by nature, we are due to change. Body, aspects, ideas, minds, looks, we're never going to be the same. And if you think that the people around you or the things aren't supposed to change, and you aren't supposed to let go, that is something that you also have to learn how to let go of too. I myself am a creature of hoarding people, places, and things, okay? My kids got 1 million clothes in there that they can't fit anymore. I have 1 million clothes in my closet that I can't fit no more. Why the fuck they're still in my closet? Because I have a problem, okay? Same thing with people. Saying maybe I'm, afraid of losing. I like to keep all my shit together here. I want it. It's mine, We do that with people too. Even the people who do not belong to us, even the people who were never supposed to, well, technically people don't belong to you, but you know what I mean. You feel like they do. You feel like this is mine. It makes me happy. This is where, that's not your person. And nobody is a forever person. Sometimes that person dies before you. Sometimes you die before them. You guys belong to the world, the universe, God, source, whoever you believe in. But you guys are put here to comfort each other, to teach each other lessons, to, gratify whatever situation that spirit puts you in that person's path to do. But after that, your biggest lesson is to detach, is to be able to let go and to be comfortable with doing so without, animosity or anxiety. All right, I should be able to throw a person out just like this cup and not give a fuck about it, but I wouldn't even throw this cup out. That's a problem. That's a problem. I would overthink throwing this cup out unless it was cracked. But that's how you guys have to look at a relationship. If this cup is still usable and all you have to wash it, cool, you can reuse it. But if there's a crack at the bottom and you can't fix this motherfucker, and every time you pour into this cup, is something going to fall the fuck out, you got to throw it away. Same thing with relationships, people, places, and things. if something is going to keep, if you're going to keep putting effort into this motherfucker and the shit is still going to go to waste, why keep giving to it? And it may get lonely. And I told you, some part of your lives, it's you going to do that shit by yourself, because sometimes motherfuckers ain't going to be on the level that you on. Sometimes, you know, they going to be past your level. Sometimes you're going to be in that in-between stage. Purgatory stage in life, I heard. But you know, you're going to be in a stage where you're not quite on the next level, but you're not at that level anymore. You're in between. You're coasting. And ain't nobody really there. Maybe a few people there, but they're going through shit too. So you're not supposed to really be fucking around in that moment, because they fucked up and they trying to find their way, and you fucked up and you trying to find your way too. Okay? But the point is, because you're supposed to make a choice. When you're in that in-between stage, you're supposed to be choosing. Okay? And choosing doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I'm going to start to fucking take more trips, you know? I'm going to start to have more money. It comes from within. It comes from your mindset. It comes from understanding that motherfuckers aren't like you. Okay? It comes from completely understanding that you have to be able to understand other people have other issues and other shit going on. Okay? And as much as we would love to think that if a person loves us, you are the character in their life that they think of, you're not. You're probably never going to completely be, because they're the main character in their life, just like you are. That's just like if you go to a fucking club, 9 times out of 10 you feel like everybody watching you. They may have seen you, but they ain't fucking watching you. They ain't paying that much attention to you, even if you look good as fuck. They're like, damn, that motherfucker look good, and they still looking around the room. But to you, because you're the character in your life, you feel like everything is heavy on you right then and there. You know? And that's life in general. You feel like everybody's paying attention to you, so you gotta make everything, you know. No, you don't. Ain't nobody really watching you like that. Okay? They not. And even if they are, baby, again, who the fuck are they? Who are they? Who are these people who are watching you? What do they have? What importance do they have to life? How important is their life? That's why I put that post up the other day. We worry about being judged by people who be lame as fuck in life. I am a tarot card reader. I'm a tarot card reader. I can speak to spirit. I am comfortable with my intuition, even though sometimes I don't like to listen to it. I know it's there. I'm fully aware of a lot of things that a lot of people aren't, and yet I still let people who come to me for answers trigger me on YouTube, off of YouTube, in life. So that's why I said I am still a work in progress, but every time I get a light bulb, I share it with you guys, because I feel like it is so much bigger than just these fucking cards. I could read cards and tell you what's coming and what's going on all day. You are supposed to use the context clues after that to still enjoy your life. All right? Your life is supposed to revolve around what you're learning, the lesson. And again, this is one lesson in a million. You're going to have lessons at work. You're going to have quick lessons when you make a left or a right, when you're driving, when you're walking down the street, when your intuition is going to be everything. Yeah, your perception of a person may be, you know, seen, but what is felt? At any level in life, you know what you feel. And if it don't feel right, it's usually fucked up. And that doesn't mean that the person is fucked up. Again, toxic shit that may be toxic to you may not be toxic to everybody else. What you may not be able to fucking handle, other people may handle just fine. It just don't work for you. It's just toxic for you. Okay? People, places, and things. Some may not be toxic to everybody, but it may be toxic to you. And maybe I've seen motherfuckers do crack, coke, dope, sugar booger, live years. Do fentanyl one time, die. Dead to the world, linked over 5 minutes, didn't even get a chance to enjoy it high. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Then I see motherfuckers that do fentanyl like it's a party drug. like a party drug. Motherfucker in the club dancing like he ain't just do fentanyl. Motherfuckers is dying from that shit. I watched a YouTube the other day of a child who took fentanyl, died immediately. And then the kid the same age as her lives. What may be detrimental to you may not be detrimental to the other person. It does not necessarily mean that it's toxic. It means it just simply doesn't work for you. That's where your intuition and your perception of things and you knowing yourself and what's going to work and what's not going to work, immediately no or yes, is how you're going to make it through life comfortably. And in order for you to make it through life comfortably, for one, you have to stop expecting so much, and you have to be able to see from other people's glasses than your own. You have to understand that, you know, they're not dumb because they don't see things from your perspective. We're all different elements. We're keen to pay attention to more or not. Some people are stuck, fixed energy. Some are cardinal. They're focused on one thing, but they can see others. You have the mutable ones who don't give a fuck to stay in one place, but they've learned a little bit from everybody. And then there's another one, cardinal, fixed, mutable. There's one more. What's the fourth one? But what I'm just saying is, and then it gets more comfortable with that. It gets more complicated, I'm sorry, with that. Because then after you put those into categories, you got those people who have issues. Okay? And whatever their issue is, whether it's not psychological or whatever. It's all psychological, to be honest. But whatever the fuck it is, you then have to adjust yourself based off of that. And this is why I'm going to school for social science, not because I fucking want to be a social worker. I really could just do shit like this for the rest of my life and be fine, but I want to be able to understand. You know, I pretty much have a lot of understanding just based off of what I've learned to stare at people when they talk. I make people extremely uncomfortable, and I like it. I do. In person, I purposely make people extremely uncomfortable. Your silence is your biggest strength when it comes to people. I am quiet. I'm extremely fucking quiet. And the reason why I'm extremely fucking quiet is because I want to see how are you? People act off of you. They move off of you. And when they can't move off of you, either they're going to do two things. They're going to start to nitpick with you to get a reaction, or they're going to get quiet too, or they're going to start to lie. But the best things that you can find out about a person is if you just shut the fuck up and look. I make people extremely nervous. And I do it on purpose. I've learned at this point of time that making people nervous lets them show themselves, okay? Because that's where your confidence or lack of it comes in at. You start getting fidgety and shit. Okay? Then you know who the fuck you're dealing with. That's certain things that you guys need to pay attention to too. Sometimes you don't have to be the one to start the conversation. Sometimes you can start it and shut the fuck up and let a motherfucker go a mile a minute. Ask questions. Shut up and let him answer them. Whole sentence. Even go flatline a little bit after that too, because you need to be able to pick a person's mind. And I don't mean necessarily like you need to be manipulative, but you need to give a person a chance to show you who the fuck they are, and they will, but you have to give them the space to do so. I give people the space to do a lot of shit, and then I cut you the fuck off, or I won't, depending on if I feel bad for you. I feel bad for a lot of people. I do. I feel very bad for a lot of people because they're made that way. Society makes them that way. Their mom makes them that way. They've made themselves that way. I'm just, Linda, I'm quiet. I'm a quiet person because I don't feel like I need to divulge my energy to you. You know, and it's you people get intimidated by silence anyway. Okay, and that's the beauty of silence. you're not put here to make people comfortable. So you don't have to tap dance in order to make a person feel comfortable. And I'm not. I'm going to speak when I'm spoken to. And if you're my friend, I'm still going to speak when spoken to. I'm going to listen to you. But I am listening to you. Okay? That scares people because people are either going to flow and they're going to be open and honest and talk, or they're going to try to make up shit. They're going to try to say what you want to hear them say based off of their perception of you, based off of what they think about people in general. It's so much bigger than what we think it is. But it takes a long time to be able to read people or understand where the fuck they're coming from when they're saying or doing certain things. Even in relationships. Even when you're starting to get to know people. Yesterday I was so fucking jittery when I met the Libra. Super jittery, okay? Because I'm like, what? Okay, I don't know how to date, okay? He was making me nervous. And I didn't even realize it. I was like looking it up, like how to date. Bitch, you 31, you know how to date, but it was because something about him is a little off, you know? And the issue with that is, again, following your intuition. I ain't text that nigga again because something just didn't feel right. My soul said from the beginning, not that one. Ain't the one. That's the same feeling I got when I dealt with the Taurus, but what did I do? Listen to my friend. My friend who wasn't really that much of a good friend either. You see what I'm saying? And these are again, ignoring your intuition. You ignore them, you hurt yourself. You realize when you start to get comfortable within yourself that other people may not be comfortable within themselves. And, you know, they may be projecting or acting a certain type of way. We all feel like, oh, when that motherfucker met me, they weren't who they acted like they were. Yeah, they were being who you wanted them to be. All people do that. You can meet a motherfucker on a bus tomorrow. They're not going to be themselves. They're going to be who the world would want them to be. You know, they're not going to be who the fuck they are. That's why I get up here and I be who the fuck I am. And it shocks people. Motherfuckers get up here and they be like, this bitch don't even talk like this in person because I don't like talking to y'all. I don't. I don't like, I don't. If you want to see me be myself, watch me talk to people that I don't know. Why? Because I don't give a fuck. I feel like in person sometimes we read off of people's energy and we start to give a fuck. What they think, what they say. Again, it's growing pains, you guys. But you have to realize that a person or people do not think like how you think. They don't. I would love for them to, but they don't. And when I say they fucking ideas be far-fetched, it be far-fetched. It's so far-fetched. You be thinking that I've done readings, okay, with boyfriends and girlfriends on separate lines. People's ideas of love are different. People's idea on life and how they should live it and how they should feel about their partner or what they should do is different. And you guys don't discuss that shit. And even if you do discuss it, motherfuckers be lying. They be trying to make you feel good. Relationships, people, places, things. People are not as genuine as we would like them to be. But that's where your energy comes in at, because some are. Some are. And those may be the ones that you don't even like because they're so open. People call it blunt or arrogant or, you know, ooh, why are they talking like that? Or why are they acting like that? Because they're self-aware and they are able to speak up or say things for themselves. You don't have to be arrogant or belittling in order to do that, by the way. Don't mistake being blunt with being arrogant and condescending and a dick, okay? People are dicks. And I'm trying to teach my son not to be one because he's a little bit of a dick. He's a Sagittarius. Okay? And they're very condescending people. They're not afraid to call a spade a spade. And that's another thing. If you are a parent, if you're a parent, you need to be very, very careful with the tone in which you talk to other people and your children. You also have to be very, very careful with how you are perceived by your children. You're raising the people who are going to date other people. You got to sprinkle a little bit of, reality into these children. I'm not telling them, don't tell them ain't no fucking Santa. All right? But you do need to let them know the wonders of the world, so they don't get out here and make a fucking fool out of themselves. I teach my kids through family exactly how people are. My kids are learning firsthand about personalities, because I didn't get a chance. My grandmother was a social worker too, just to let y'all know. It's so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny. My grandmother was a social worker, and now I'm going to school for social science. And she never taught me any of this, though. Okay, she never taught me any of this. I guess she didn't feel like I needed to, but I needed to. And if she would have taught me younger, I probably would have been, a little bit more ahead of the game. But I'm here now, Grandma. Thank you. Okay? God rest her soul. You have to teach your little ones what the world is really like. You don't got to scare them, but you do need to, because they're scared. Okay? I talk to my kids a lot. They think everything is okay. They think these people that do crazy shit is normal. We need to teach them what's not normal, so they can stay the fuck away from it now before it hurts them later. Please. Please give them the warning signs of shit that's not normal. Even when it comes to you. When I go in my room and shut my door, I let my kids know, today I'm having one of those down days. The ones the crazy people have, and they got to pat them up and put them in the room. Yeah, I'm having one of those days. And they laugh. They laugh, but they don't knock on my fucking door because they realize there's a crazy person in there. And, other days when I'm cool and I'm calm and I'm collective, I'm teaching them things that they need to know. Education is not just about what you're learning in school. You have to teach these children how to be people. Because think about it. Did your parents teach you how to be people? What did your parents teach you? I feel like a lot of our parents were just trying to make it. They didn't really have time to teach you the proper things that we know now. And we're very much so smarter than our parents as well. We're very, very, very much more advanced. And that's another thing. They couldn't teach you what they didn't know, but you know it. We know it. We're able to tell our children and our future, how to be. And I will hope that you guys will want to do it. It's to the point now where I'd be so tempted to take these kids that I see that are less fortunate and saying, come on, come to my house. It's kids that shop right. See, I'm just afraid of people stealing. Because I see these kids at ShopRite, bitch, they just want a couple of dollars to carry your bags. What type of fucking kid has to stand at a fucking supermarket and ask for change to carry your bags? Where's your fucking parents? Okay? Each one teach one, guys. I'm teaching you guys. I challenge you. I challenge you guys to have a conversation with a child who you may feel needs to have a conversation. Just a conversation. Just a conversation. I'm not saying you have to tell that motherfucker what to do. I'm not saying you gotta tell him what to be. Just talk to him. Some of these kids just need somebody to talk to. Hell, my kids probably would like to have a fucking word. All right? Because again, they're our kids. They don't necessarily want to talk to us about what they're going through. But some do. My kid, my son, okay? He talks to me about everything, and it'd be weird sometimes. That motherfucker come to me if his dick is the wrong way, like, But I made it to where as though he's comfortable with doing that. And that's why I try to tell y'all, it's a much deeper connection when you're able to express or teach people things. And I learned that through you guys. This channel has taught me more than I've learned in 38 fucking years on how to treat people and how to talk to people and how to be. This was a learning process for me. And I just happen to get paid in the mix of it, okay? So don't ever think that I'm just doing this for the money, because I swear to God, I swear to God, I enjoy this. I wouldn't be going to school for it if I didn't enjoy it. All right, guys. So I am going to be doing whose readings need to be done? Libra and Scorpio. Probably just Libra. I don't know. I think I'm going to do Libra and Scorpio. I do have questions coming up tonight as well, you guys. So thank you guys for having this conversation with me. And I just want you guys to really practice that. Even in your past endeavors or things that you've been through with people, look back and think on how weird shit was that they did. And then think about the shit that they told you that they went through. And I'm not saying you got to feel sorry for the motherfucker. You don't got to feel sorry for no fucking body. Feel sorry for yourself. All right, but what I'm saying is assess that shit. Think about it. Just, was that motherfucker crazy? Because now that I'm having conversations with, you know, random people, I'm realizing that people's perceptions are wild. Wild. I mean, off the fucking charts. What they think that they're supposed to receive, what they feel like it's supposed to be given that ain't gave. They, you know, some people feel super entitled, even the children. Okay, some people want to be loved and they don't even know how to be loved. You ask them what love is, they don't know, but they want to feel loved. How the fuck are you supposed to fall in love and you don't even know what the fuck love is or how it's supposed to feel? Why are you 40 years old telling me you've never been in love? Your heart chakra has been closed off for 40 fucking years. What happened as a baby? You know, these are things that you got to really take into consideration, you guys, because it's serious. You will hurt yourself trying to love one of these people who do not understand you or who are not supposed to be in your life. And that's just facts. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I hope this helps somebody at least, you know, get their mind frame together, okay? Because when I tell you, it's so deep. It's so fucking deep. When I say it's so deep, people's love alone, fuck life. Love alone is wild when it comes to expectations and what they think, what their perception of love is. But to throw that shit over and what their reality is and what they force on other people, mind blowing. Mind blowing. But talk to a kid. I challenge you to talk to a kid today. I challenge you, even if it's not your own. Hell, if it's your own, I challenge you to talk to them. And I don't mean about a surface conversation. I mean about life. What do you want to be with you when you? Nah, fuck that. That's such a cliche question to ask a kid. Ask them what love is. Ask a kid what love is. All right, guys. So thank you. Have a good one. Bye.